Welcome to this week's Soundbite with Daniel Kemp, my colleague, and Andrew Cull here at Sound Property. We're going to share with you some around the grounds, what's been happening out there over the last week in the property investment space, some tips and tricks, and just some property investment topics that you might find interesting. So just in terms of around the grounds, Daniel, what's anything interesting happened for you and your clients over the last weekend?
No, absolutely. I think we're sort of seeing a lot of traction in the market, and I think that's based on, people sort of seeing light at the end of the tunnel, redoing numbers and wanting to get into the market. It's definitely that the markets we are targeting are becoming very popular and competitive. Yeah. One of the properties we inspected over the weekend had 65 groups through.
Wow.
We were able to put an offer forward, and there was actually 8 offers on the table. Unfortunately, we missed out slightly. The other one was how many was there was 45 groups through.
Yep.
There was actually 6 offers on the table by Saturday 3 p.m. We actually just was shy again, so
it's super competitive. I found it myself as well. A client we put in, I had 14 offers on this particular property. The place had actually been owner occupied for, it had never been sold. The people that were living there actually built the home. But we've had a couple recently, because all our clients are obviously investors. The sentimental value for those types of vendors can be really, really strong. So I cottoned onto this luckily early and didn't disclose the fact that our clients were actually investors, so they actually had a shot. But it got very, very competitive, and we have lost a few recently where owner occupiers like that who have been in the house for a long time are quite sentimental. They want to give it to a family, even though investors are obviously providing rental accommodation. There was a real, so yeah, it's something that we've a lesson learnt for us here at the buyers agency to make sure if there is sentimental value in that house that we might not disclose that our clients are investors.
Absolutely. And do you suggest sort of in terms of like the special conditions removing certain items when you're dealing with these type of agents?
Yeah, so sometimes we put in an early access clause for our clients to start to show the property for rent prior to settlement. And again, if I get the feeling that the vendors are quite sentimental or that might be a barrier to entry, yeah, I'll basically remove that. Still ask for the sales watermark photos. Yep. So that our clients can get it up online at least a week before settlement. But if I feel that it's going to kill a deal by having that early access to start showing tenants, we'll remove that from the contract. Mate, you've been dealing a lot with super funds recently, clients buying inside their self-managed super funds, which is still a thing. There are still non-bank lenders who will lend to a super fund, but a few challenges that people need to be aware of, or a few different parts of the process.
Yep, no, definitely. It's obviously the process isn't as straightforward, but as long as you have an understanding of what needs to happen when, and I guess as a buyer's agent to be able to inform and work with the agent accordingly, and just make sure that they are aware that the bare trust has to be established prior to signing the contract. Mm-hmm. And just make sure that you are just sometimes buying time but keeping the agent informed, and then obviously working with clients,
juggling it.
Just working with everyone just to make sure that you can do things in a timely manner.
Because I think buying a property in your super fund, for our time poor clients is a challenging thing to begin with, but when you add the complexities of trying to manage an agent while you need to still set up the bare trust and juggle through that process can be quite an ordeal, and for the layperson who doesn't understand it, it can be tricky to secure, especially in this market where it's so hot.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think usually, sometimes that finance period or